Okay. I'm Steve from 123 3D. Today we are going to be doing an unboxing for the SL1S speed resin printer along with the CW1 wash and cure station. We were kindly sent these by Prusa to do an unboxing and review. Stay tuned and we'll get cracking. So I shall move the wash station out of the way for now, and we will proceed to unbox the printer. There is a box inside a box, so we shall pop that on there for now. Okay. I shall spin it around so you can see. Okay, so as you would expect from Prusa, nicely packaged. First thing will be the printer. Traditional Prusa orange, just on brand. And start unpackaging the boxes to see what we have. Power supply, big box, gummies, a nice bottle of Prusa Orange Tough resin, certificate, 3D printing handbook, a resin vat lid, some spare FEPs, quite nicely. These straight away I can tell quality as you'd expect from Prusa. They're all pre-punched, so anybody who's familiar with resin printing will know that 9 times out of 10 you do have to make your own holes in the FEP. These are already done. A funnel, and the funnel also has a nice stainless steel gauze inside. We'll show you this more detail. That'll be for filtering out any nasties that you don't want back in your resin. That is in fact a test print of lots of little Josephs. UK power lead, 2 sets of rubber gloves, spares it says. So we've got a bag full of screws, very nice Prusa branded USB pen drive, bag of tools. So first things first, obviously a lot of manufacturers are leaning towards this style. Lids, which I think is great. There's nothing worse than trying to lift off a full lid if you've got resin on your gloves or anything like that. Just the open one-handed movement, opening the lid, getting it out of the way is a big plus. So we shall remove some of the packaging. As anybody who knows Prusa, they do try to keep any manufacturing that they can do themselves in-house. The actual knob for the build plate, I'll actually remove it, is 3D printed Prusa logo on top. Very high quality print. You wouldn't expect anything less from Prusa, to be fair. Which will make, if there's ever need to replace these, very, very easy. So the build plate, nice, solid. QR code. Everything with Prusa has QR codes. They can tell you who assembled the item, when it was made, all of that stuff. So we should leave that there for now, and we shall unbox the washing station. Another box inside a box. Very nice looking unit, very much in keeping with the printer. The internals for this are all stainless steel. It's not your normal run-of-the-mill plastic. So we should leave there for now and open up the accessories. Interesting. So here we have some circular FEP foils, UK power lead, user manual, power supply, some more gloves, another 3D printed part, and we have this plate. No Haribos in the second one. Just to recap where we're up to. Currently we've followed the on-screen display. We have gone through area that we live, obviously UK, London, times. We've set all of that. We've completed the self-test process. It's asked us to remove the VAT, which we'd done, to move the packaging and the build plate. The next step that it's asking us to do is release the platform from the cantilever. So in other words, take the build plate from here and then put it on a 90-degree angle. So in other words, that way on top of the resin vat. So I've done that, and I shall tick to confirm. Close the cover. So again, it's asking us to close the cover. Confirm. Make sure that the resin tank is installed and the screws are tight. So I'll just lift the lid and double check. I'm pretty certain they are. They are. So confirm. Please install the platform under the 0 angle and tighten it with a black knob. So I think now what it wants me to do is now reinstall the build plate, tighten the black knob. We shall click confirm. Close the cover. I have. So it's now saying platform range. Okay, so if it wasn't clear on the video, what it's just done then is basically it's set the full travel range for the print platform. So it went all the way down, it touched the bottom of the vat, then it's gone right the way back up. The wizard has finished successfully. Confirm. So next, if the platform is not yet inserted, insert according to the picture at a 90-degree angle, at a 0-degree angle. So that way. We've got it installed already. And secure it with the black knob, which we have. Okay, so now it is doing another calibration, tank leveling. So this machine tilts the vat. That's how it can print so quickly. Loosen the small screw on the cantilever with an Allen key. Be careful not to unscrew it completely. So what it's asking us to do now is an Allen screw in here. It's asking us to loosen it but not undo it totally. So I'll get the Allen keys out. Okay, so all I've done is just loosened this Allen screw off so that now the build plate is free to rotate. Close the lid, tick confirm, unscrew the tank and rotate it by 90 degrees and place it back across the tilt bed and remove the tank screws completely. Okay, so what it's asking me to do now is undo the tank, take these out completely and then put it 90 degrees across there. In the next step, move the tilt bed up and down until it is in direct contact with the resin tank. Tilt the bed and tank have to be aligned and in perfect alignment. What it wants us to do is it's going to get us to basically move the screen so that the screen is perfectly flat across the bottom of the tank. Okay, so it's giving me an option now to move up and down. Now I'm looking here, the front edge of the screen is slightly low. The back side of the screen is touching the back, so I shall just click up and just keep doing this until I can see that we're nicely aligned. Might be worthwhile just getting a bit of paper and just feeling if you can't. So there, I can get the paper under that, so that wants to come down. That's pretty good. So I shall hit the tick. Make sure that the platform, tank and tilt are perfectly clean. Return the tank to the original position and secure it, securing the tank with the screws. Make sure that you tighten both screws evenly with the same amount of force. So fit the tank back to the screen. So we just make sure that both are equally tightened down. Confirm. Check whether the platform is properly secured. Tighten the knob if needed. Do not rotate the platform. It should be positioned according to the picture. Close the cover. Adjust the platform so it is aligned with the exposure display. The front edges of the platform and exposure display need to be parallel. Okay, so we've done that. Basically, I've made sure that it's nice and square sat inside the vat. Hold the platform still with one hand and apply slight downward force on it so that it maintains good contact with the screen. The next, use the Allen key to tighten the screw on the cantilever. So hold the build plate down in just on the screen and then just slowly tighten up the screw again. Don't need to go overly tight. Make sure it's just nipped up and secure. Okay, so what that's done is just level the build plate basically with the screen. So it's now doing various calibrations. Tilt setting for Prusa slicer. So it has given us some settings. Tilt time for fast, 2 seconds. Tilt time for slow, 4.5 seconds. Tilt time for high viscosity, 15 seconds. Area fill, 35%. All done. Happy printing. Tick to confirm. Into the UI. With that set up ready to go, probably move on to the washing station. We'll get that set up. Just to let you know what I've done. I've plugged in the wash and cure. We get 2 containers. The lid, pop this off. So in there, little magnetic propeller. Pop the lid on. Also with the lid, sprung loaded. So when we get to the print stage, the build plate will lock onto this. We can drop the whole lot into the machine. So we shall leave that for now. Next, put some resin in the vat and we'll see what test files are on and we'll run a test print. Resin, always give it a good shake. Make sure it's fully mixed. Open the lid, grab us some gloves. Whenever you're using resin, always wear gloves. All I'm doing is filling it just to the 100% maximum line. Swipe off the excess to keep everything nice and clean. Bin those, close the lid. We shall go to print. So local 1, examples 5 items it's saying. So I have cleaning adapter, Clay Army, Petring Tower, Prusa SL1 calibration test. I guess the test we shall do first. It's claiming here 1 hour, 0.5 layer height. We shall do that one. It's loading the file. Please wait. So it's loaded the file. It's telling us it's going to take 56 minutes, 2-second exposure. Appears to be the bottom layer exposure times 25 seconds. and there will be a total of 757 layers at 0.05 millimeter layer height, so your typical standard layer height. And it's then saying here, swipe to continue. So if we've got two options here now, we've got print settings and print. So I'm not going to go to print settings, I'm just going to go to print. So again, running a quick self-check, and it is now stirring the resin. And literally all it's doing is the build plate sat down, the vat's moving up and down, so it's mixing the resin. There's a bit of information on the screen. So it's telling me there's 190 milliliters of resin in the vat. I'm not quite sure how it knows that. And as you'll see, once each layer has printed, the build plate doesn't move up. The vat actually moves down, and then incrementally as the vat moves down, the build plate will then move up 0.05 millimeters. We'll cut there and come back when it's finished. The calibration print has finished. So what I'm going to do now is just put some IPA into the washer. Again, do not use this near a naked flame because you will spontaneously combust. Okay, again, using IPA, just wear some gloves. Okay, so let's loosen the knob. I'll get a bit of paper towel so we don't get any nasty drips. Whee. So clip the build plate to the lid, pop that onto the washer. We shall shut that to keep that resin nice and clean. On the wash station, we just use the rotary knob. So it's selected washing, and it defaultly sets for the wash cycle for 4 minutes. So we shall wait for that to finish, and we'll be right back. It's now complete the wash cycle. We shall open it up. What I might actually do is actually take off the build plate. Let's get the scraper ready, and some more paper towel. My only criticism is that this is a bit awkward. The cutout to grip onto is the wrong way around, in my opinion. So that came off very nicely. Just get a bit of towel and clean up the build plate. I'm just going to pop that back in and just wash it fully submersed, just to make sure that we've got everything off it.
A few moments later.
Right, so what I would suggest is anybody that's familiar with resin printing, it's always handy to have yourself a silicone mat or a tray. Just makes cleaning up a lot easier. We do not have one, so we shall persevere with paper towel. So in the wash unit, a nice basket, which is ideal. So they can just pop that out, let it drain. I can now remove the gloves. So the next thing we want to do is we want to dry the print. So literally we just lift out the wash chamber. Make sure you keep the lid on so your IPA doesn't evaporate. You don't want to put it anywhere where you're going to knock it over and spill everything. And then you shake off the excess IPA. The luxury of this machine is we have a dryer. So prior to curing, we can now dry the print. Get rid of all the excess IPA. So it's nice and dry before we start to actually cure. We have drying selected. Click on drying. It's going to preheat 25 degrees for 3 minutes. Okay, so that is finished. The drying and the curing process is combined. So we have just dried the model for 3 minutes. There's still a little tiny bit of residue on the bottom of the print. I mean, it is very, very minimal, but it's fully cured. It does say you can repeat or adjust the time if necessary, but I mean, this is a relatively small part, so you shouldn't need to cure it for a long period of time. This is a calibration print, so those of you who are familiar with the validation matrix, all of that type of thing for SLA resin printers, a very similar principle that Prusa have designed. You've got lots of different features within this print to check your exposure times and everything else. Default settings for this resin are bang on. The detail, but they are microscopic and yet absolutely perfectly defined in every way possible, to the point that I need glasses to read some of what is on there. So I guess that brings us round to summary. I'm not going to lie, it's not a cheap piece of kit by any means, but again, it's the age-old saying, you get what you pay for. In this instance, you get in professional grade kit, in my opinion, for under professional grade kit money. The resin printer hasn't got a huge build volume. It'll be very well suited towards people who make minis, jewellery, all of that type of thing, you know, small prototypes. It's absolutely ideal for that, combined with the fact that you've got the wash and cure built-in unit that's all, again, high quality stuff, all stainless steel, easy to clean, easy to maintain, just makes it a perfect combination. And the actual printer, a very, very heavy ball lead screw. Now, this isn't like your standard run-of-the-mill lead screw. This is the type of lead screw that you traditionally find on a CNC machine. Really, really heavy, precise quality, in a word. The linear rail for the back is a very, very chunky linear rail. This is a solid machine. So for consistency, reliability and everything else, I think you'll struggle to find anything better. The overall aesthetics, they're both very nice looking pieces of kit. I like the way that both of them have the lift up lid for convenience. They do fully swing back and lock off on themselves, so you're not going to risk them dropping down when you're taking your prints out or you're cleaning. The way that the VAT tilts, Prusa were the pioneers of it. They were the first ones to trial and develop this technology, and I have to say it works very well. But again, it's just testament to Prusa research, really. They are very, very good manufacturing a product and refining it. And it makes us here at 123 3D to be proud authorised resellers for Prusa research. We don't only just stock the SL1S, we also stock the Prusa Mark IV and all the other Prusa accessories as well. Be sure to check out the website. The link will be in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video. If you've got any comments, please drop them in the box below. We'll see you again.
As always, we aim to have the most competitive 3D printer prices in the UK. If you see any of our printers being sold by a mainstream UK retailer for less, please drop us an email using the link in the description and we will do our very best to beat their price.